Hi, I'm attorney James Betzold. I'm an immigration attorney, and I'm here to talk to you about 5 things you need to know about filing for naturalization. All right, so naturalization is the name of the process for someone to obtain their citizenship and become a citizen of the United States. Everybody who gets a visa or a green card doesn't become a citizen. A citizen is someone special because a citizen can vote, can serve in public office, can serve on a jury, and can petition for other certain family members, among other benefits of citizenship, of course. Now, in the process of applying for citizenship, the government recently announced that they're going to review everything. And by everything, I mean there's all of this business about being a public charge or being someone who's relying on the U.S. government for their support and how they don't like that. Well, what they've said now is when you file an application for naturalization, they're going to open your file and they're going to look back in time to the point in time when you became a resident of the United States. And they're going to ask themselves, at that point in time, was this person really a public charge or were they not a public charge? Under this new strict criteria that we have in place, would they have been approved? Now, I'm guessing this is going to cause a lot of problems and probably a big reason for appealing cases to federal court, not just the circuit courts, but like federal district court when USCIS refuses to give someone naturalization. So that's the first thing you need to know, is that they're going to be looking at this whole business of being a public charge, not at the time you're applying for citizenship, but back in the day when you first applied to become a legal permanent resident of the United States, and the rules were different and the standards were different. Thing number 2 about naturalization, you can apply early, probably. If you're married to a U.S. citizen, you have to be married to that U.S. citizen for 3 years before you can become a citizen. And 3 months before that, so 2 years and 9 months, is actually what you can do for early filing. That's pretty neat. Number 3, there's questions. The government's going to ask you in the interview, they're going to give you a test. There's going to be 10 questions that they verbally ask you. And those 10 questions, they actually pull from a bank of 100 questions that are all available online on the uscis.gov website. You can go there, you can read the questions, you can study the answers. Out of those 100 questions, they ask you 10. Out of those 10, you got to get 6 right. If you get 6 right, you pass that portion of the test. So that's fun. And then it's just proving that you can speak English if you're required to speak English, which brings us to item number 4 on our list. You may actually be able to take the whole naturalization test in your own language if you meet one of these exemptions. 1, if you are age 50 or older and you've been a resident of the United States for at least 20 years, you can do it in your own language. Make sure to bring an interpreter. If you're age 55 or older and you've been a resident for at least 15 years, you can also take the whole test in your native language. Bring an interpreter. Now, even if you don't qualify for an exemption under those 2, if you have a medical condition that affects your ability to learn or to speak English, which some people do, if you've got a disease like that affects the liver, the kidneys, your blood, that affects your memory, anything like that, or if you suffered severe trauma, that can affect your ability to learn as well. And if your doctor agrees and you get that in the waiver application, you could actually have a medical exemption from having to take the civics test or the English portion or whichever is relevant to your disability. All right, and that brings us to item number 5. You are not a U.S. citizen until you take the oath at your swearing-in ceremony. So when you apply for citizenship, you send in the application, they send you a receipt. You go in for your interview. If you pass the test and do everything right, they'll tell you, all right, we're going to schedule your interview, or we're going to schedule your swearing-in ceremony. At the swearing-in ceremony, when you arrive, you're not a citizen. When you take the oath and they give you your certificate, then you're a U.S. citizen. So if you're in between those time periods and someone at work asks, or you're filling out a form, are you a U.S. citizen? You got to put no until you have that certificate and you've taken that oath. I'm attorney James Betzold. These are 5 things you need to know about filing an application for naturalization. Thanks. Have a great day. You can find more information about me and my practice at betzoldlaw.com. That's BETZOLDLAW.com. Thanks.